information regarding the presentation. For each presentation, there will be 20. Every presenter will be given 20 minutes. In the first 15 minutes of your presentation, the first ringing loceng kita akan dibunyikan, which will indicate that you have reached 15 minutes. And then after that, after 20 minutes, the second sound, bunyi yang kedua akan dibunyikan. And if you still don't stop, I will stop you. Okay, so please bear in mind that I know that you already practice and prepare in mind that before posing your questions. This will help our rapporteurs when they're taking notes. Okay? All right. For the first presenter, I would like to invite Mr. Muhammad Husba bin Isa. Okay, Mr. Muhammad Husba, he will presenting a presentation with the title of River Conservation and Awareness Program at Ecotourism Sites in Malaysia. He's currently pursuing his master study at Faculty of Forestry under the supervision of Associate Professor Dr. Siti Nur Hidayu and Associate Professor Dr. Siti Surawati Isa. So, Mr. Husba, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and selamat petang kepada semua. Terima kasih kepada Dr. Zul. Sekali lagi petang ni dengan saya Muhammad Husba bin Isa daripada UPM. Jadi petang ni saya akan membentangkan a paper entitled River Conservation and Awareness Program at Limestone Ecotourism Site in Malaysia, in Langkawi to be specific. This the picture of my study site in Langkawi. Is a collaborative research with the Penarak Nature Institute. Okay, next. Thank you. Okay, so this is just the outline. I will tell a bit about limestone forest, the ecotourism site of limestone forest, issues and highlight the goals and objective for this research, methodology, result and references. Okay, next. Okay, as you can see over here, these are all the pictures of tropical limestone forest. Kebiasaannya kalau kita pergi tempat limestone forest ni, memang this is the characteristic from the vegetation, from the soil, mainly the limestone forest. The geology also contain high in calcium carbonate. The formation have a lot of cave, stalagmite, stalactite, all the spring, the rivers also, the physical and the chemical content of very different from the tropical limestone forest and others too. So basically this is all the just to show to you that what is tropical limestone forest. Okay, next. Thank you. Okay, this the distribution of tropical limestone forest. For a fact, USA contain like about 15% of its main of the area in United States from limestone, and the 400,000 square kilometers is the total area for tropical limestone area in Southeast Asia in our region. And in Malaysia we got about 76,000, where Borneo, Sabah and Sarawak have double, about 50,000 hectares, and the area in Malaysia is between 3 to 7 degree north with different characteristic and terrain. Okay, next. Okay, this is just the the more extra information about limestone forest hydrology. Basically, the limestone forest contain high calcium carbonate. Usually have very high in calcium and carbonate. So they are easily dissolved in the acid produced by the organic material, especially in the water, in the rivers. And then, the soil also are very thin in limestone forest, and the vegetation also usually not very large. It's like selalunya paling besar pun is different in elevation, depends on elevation. Tapi selalunya dia pokok paling besar pun satu pemeluk macam tu aja. And then since the karst area ni is very understudied, tak banyak research yang buat, especially on the river hydrology apa semua. So in order to do ecotourism ataupun any water activities, there's a need to do more research and study, especially due to the relatively rapid rate of water flow and lack of natural filtration system. Kalau anda perasan, kalau kita pergi tempat limestone forest ni, memang dia punya karakteristik tu memang banyak lubang-lubang, sinkhole, dia punya waters tu pun, rivers dia pun banyak yang spring. So bila berlaku pencemaran, dia susah kita nak clean dekat tempat contaminated tu. Okay, next. Okay, so what is limestone ecotourism site? Okay, seperti semua orang sedia maklum, ecotourism tu memang have to incorporate like 3 main element, which are education, community for social economy, and tourism itself. And in which in this mean the natural tourism. So first one, about the intrinsic value of landscape. Seperti yang kita tahu, kalau kita pergi mana-mana dekat Malaysia, Langkawi ke, Gunung Mulu ke, ataupun any other geopark like macam Gunung Kinabalu ke, dia have a lot of intrinsic value of the landscape. So dia akan bagi more different experience to the tourists. And then the status of the UNESCO World Heritage itself, selain daripada dia dapat funding juga kepada tempat tu, dia macam memberi added value for that area, particular area, job to local community, economic value, and also not forgotten treasure island of biodiversity, like in Langkawi itself, macam especially dekat study site saya tu, memang mainly all are covered with stone geology, limestone. So banyak dia punya kelebihan tu, banyak lagi yang kita tak tahu. Okay, next. Okay, next is about the issues and highlight of this study. There are lack of research or proper management, proper understanding on hydrology in tropical limestone forest. TLF is tropical limestone forest. Macam you can see on the slide, there's like I think that is the most recent and yang case yang besar lah, melibatkan cave ataupun karst punya area dekat Thailand, yang pasukan bola sepak tu. And then dekat Mulu Cave, dekat Clear Water Cave, tak silap saya, yang berlaku kepala air tu. So macam let takes macam case dekat Gunung Mulu tu, even the management of the national park pun cakap dia orang not even half are being explored. So that's why I think we need to explore more, do more research and study. Next. Okay, the conservation status. The conservation status of limestone forest dekat Malaysia sendiri is between two. Kalau ada dia dilindungi, is dia memang, which mean is rather in the national park ataupun forest reserve itself, or totally not protected. So that's why we need to macam implement ataupun enforce laws and regulation for this particular area. And then as you can see over here, these are the the table for the karst area, protected karst area, and karst protected in our region. And this graph are showing you that how significant are the mining of cement, especially in Southeast Asia. Percentage change per year is increasing. This in 6 years, yeah, Southeast Asia paling tinggi. And for your information, Perak dekat Malaysia, Perak yang paling banyak menghasilkan cement production. So next. Okay. Saya juga nak share tentang apa conservation about save Gunung Pulai and Gunung Baling. Saya bawa kepada saya punya research juga sebab ni antara salah satu punca threat utama untuk limestone forest di Malaysia, the mining, the land use, overuse of limestone. So when all the limestone being wiped out, the effect can be seen. The impact of anthropogenic will contribute to the loss of vegetation and soil cover. And then bila kita jadi macam tu, low infiltration rate akan berlaku and more runoff akan berlaku dekat kawasan ni, yang mana akan memberi kesan kepada water quality and quantity itself to limestone forest. Next. Okay, the goals and objective and aims. Goal and aims for this research there are two main objective. First is why we do this program is to educate and to educate the student and local community about the importance of water science or hydrology in limestone forest for Langkawi Island, especially in Penarak Nature Centre. And second one, we want to improve and promote awareness on river conservation and management, proper management of limestone forest in Langkawi Island. Next. Okay, as you can see on my slide, ni gambar of area of interest yang mana tempat kami buat research dekat Langkawi Island and Penarak Nature Institute. Sorry, not institute, center actually. So Penarak Nature Institute ni is a private land. Dia buat untuk promote and dia nak buat macam untuk education and research center, the main objective. So is about 13 hectares the size, and the catchment is not too small or too big, about 2 km square. And all the pictures are taken from my site. Okay, next. Okay, just to show you the land use of Langkawi Island. So obviously, like 50% of Langkawi still covered by forest, but in recent trend showing like very high in urbanization due to like more tourism industry. So the land use keep changing, especially on Cenang, on Kuang, and even air hangat in Kilim also. Okay, next. Okay, so how we conduct our program and awareness. So we have done a few program actually at Penarak Nature Centre with collaboration between UPM, Queensland University of Technology, Australia, even with UITM Shah Alam. So we do a tour, like observation and interpretation session on site, where we bring all the students, all the academicians, lecturers, trekking along the forest trail at Batu Ayam and Batu Orchid. Batu Ayam and Batu Orchid is within the Penarak Nature Institute. So it's about like 1 hour trekking from the head trail to the upper part of which is Batu Ayam, Batu Orchid, and Batu Orchid is the beach, as you can see over there. Okay. So during this observation, a few lecturers from UPM also are helping us, Dr. Evelyn, Prof. Manohar, with the interpretation session to give more knowledge and understanding about limestone forests. Okay, next. Um, we move to the next one is observation and pilot study, where this is focused more on interviews, questionnaires with the local peoples, with the operators, and even tourists in Langkawi Island to get to engage and with them to get more information about what they think about ecotourism potential in limestone forests, especially. Okay, next. Then the second team, we got another team about scientific study on site. I'm not going to go very technical, but what we do here, we during the tracking and observation, this scientific team also are collecting data, especially on the rivers, on the vegetation, yes, the waters and the vegetation. Okay, next. Okay, this is the vegetation sampling, how it's done. They're doing plots, vegetation plots and everything, and this also involving UPM, QUT, and also UITM. Okay, next. So the third one, we do the sharing and discussion session between the every night for throughout the program. We do discussion about the progress and finding between the academics. Before we do a few days program with the secondary school. We choose secondary school because of the background, because it's got scientific and social science. So we thought it's better to get engaged, spread the awareness on secondary school first. So this secondary school program, we name it as like Program Ranger Muda Hutan Batu Kapur. Okay, next. Okay, this is just to show you the data of water quality that we got. Obviously, the rivers here is like, even though it's not all parameters are being measured, but it could be said like it's on class 1. So next. So this is just the effect on the and consequences of what happened on Langkawi itself, the conversion of land use and unsustainable tourism industry, like two major effect that taken place on Langkawi until now. So the consequences, as you can see here, lots of the solid waste problem, the water problem. Every dry season, Langkawi will have to buat catuan air, and then a lot of trash, solid waste problem in Langkawi. Okay, next. Okay, this is just to show what we found during our program. Okay, next. And vegetation sampling. Okay, so all mostly like different. That three particulars vegetation. Yang atas tu memang I'm sorry, the third one, the Strabelus iliciphilus tu selalunya dekat limestone forest saja, tropical limestone forest saja. And those two yang bawah tu memang wild orchid yang dijumpai dekat Penarak Nature Center, Bobophyllum, and this one love shape ni saya tak ingat apa nama dia. Okay, next. Okay, so what needs to be done? Actually, for my research, I think there should be a proper management and understanding on tropical limestone forest itself. Macam kita tengok dekat sini memang for like recently kerajaan and the agencies are going to implement, are going to do more geopark in Borneo, in Mersing, or and different places selain dari Langkawi. Tapi what should be bear in mind is we need a proper management understanding. Okay, next. Sufficient financial and assistance also like a must. So like those two yang bawah ni on our budget 2020 baru diumumkan, but I don't know. I hope it's not just on paper. So the third one, next, sorry. Okay, which like one of important element also is the research and conservation, not just between the government and the agencies, but also need to be involved the community itself. So especially all the yang ada very important with the limestone like JMG, the frame, yeah, even frame baru nak buat station penyelidikan di Perak specifically for limestone forest, which is a good effort. And okay, next. Okay, just all the reference next. Okay, thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you, Mr. Husbah. Right on time. I really appreciate that. Okay, there's a lot of information on the status of resources presented just now. Okay, for the next presentation, I would like to invite Ms. Nurain Amalina binti Mohli. She will present her paper with the title Interpretive Functionality of Exhibits at the Bird Interpretive Center, Fraser's Hill. Currently, she's pursuing her master degree in Sustainable Recreation and Ecotourism at UPM. So, Ms. Nurain, the floor is yours.
Right. Thank you for the chairperson. Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to everyone. So, I would like to share my study, my paper regarding interpretive functionality of exhibits at the Bird Interpretive Center, Fraser's Hill. So, moving on, these are all that I'm going to share. For the first one is introduction, and then the goal and objective, the methodology, results, and then the conclusion. All right, for the introduction, okay. According to Ham, interpretation is a persuasive communication that can provoke visitors and to let them know the meaningful experience that they have experienced, and by creating the emotional and the intellectual connection between them. Okay, and then the interpretive products needs to be correct, compelling, and able to deliver the messages, the call for action to visitors, so that because they are the only and the main communicator for the center, there's no tourist guide to help them, so they need a good interpretive products. All right. So we would like to make sure that the products could actually deliver the call for action. And what I mean by call for action here is actually what visitors can do after they read the messages. So the goal of my study is to evaluate the functionality of interpretive products in delivering call for action to visitors. And for my study, the first one is to identify the call for action of each of the products, and then to assess the contents and the design of the products. Okay, next. Okay, this is the study site at Bird Interpretive Center, Fraser's Hill. So this center is located at Fraser's Hill, as you know, in front of the Puncak Inn. So the problem is on this center that it is not open regularly to the public due to some internal problems. So we cannot actually deliver the call for action, and therefore we cannot even modify behavior intention of visitors towards the management objective. And there's a variety of panels in this center actually. There's panels about birds, bird watching activities, about trails, places and activities available at the center, at the Fraser's Hills, and there's also replicas of birds in this center. So, Fraser's is actually identified as important bird area by BirdLife International. So they have very diverse species of birds, and it is for it is a place of bird watching activities. And Fraser Seal Development Corporation and Tourism Pahang even promote this Fraser Seals as an bird watching sanctuary, and they do have annual international bird race at the Fraser Seal. So they are the gathering of locals and international bird watchers every year. So for the data collection, we developed an interpretive evaluation assessment form, and we also did direct observation on how functionable the products is. So for the data analysis, based on the form, we analyzed their call for action, the theme, the contents, the illustration, and also the legibility of text using the reading ease. So we want to know the complexity of the words and the sentences used in these exhibits. Okay. So because of its emphasis on the birds and birds watching activity at Fraser Hill, so I'm going to share with you my results regarding panels about birds and bird watching activity. All right. Okay, for the first one, as you can see in this panel entitled About Birds. And the theme that I have found here is the description of birds and activities related to birds in Fraser. It is a big panel actually, and it contains of 7 subtopics overall. So from the 7 subtopics, we could actually only found 2 call for actions, which is on the 2 subtopics of international bird race and why are birds important to us. So for the first call for action from the international bird race contents, they are trying to promote Fraser Seals as the best spot for bird watching activity. And then for this second call for action from the subtopic of why are birds important to us. So like the contents make us feel the needs to actually protect the birds. So it's more like impact management. Okay, the next one. Okay, this is the 2 subtopics that actually have call for action. Next. For the technical design of these products, it does have attractive design as you can see on the picture before. Like they do have an attractive, can you come back? One more. The attractive titles, like they do have illustration of birds and bird watching, which is good actually. Okay. And then the use of typeface is okay, but a basic message layering and colorful illustration with a high contrast text and background. But is this only true on the Malay part? If you actually see on the English part, okay, like they use the use of color of white and blue background, which is actually not giving the highest contrast. And if you see this poster, these panels in real life, it is really hard to read actually. All right. And the main problems of this panel is actually the use of long sentences. It is a very crowded display, and visitors will not be able to read the whole contents actually, and they might tend to focus on the exhibits that have an attractive illustration, like this one of the subtopic of V formation. They do have short sentences, like something like this need to be actually applied to all the exhibits so that visitors could actually read all the contents. And if you can see on the reading score is 51.4, which is actually fairly difficult due to the use of long sentences. And then the next one is why bird can fly, with the theme of scientific theme of anatomy of birds. So the call for action, actually, we couldn't find any clear call for action other than the educational objective of providing information to visitors. There's no clear action of what visitors need to do after that. So in the design elements, they do have a questioning approach of the title, like why are birds important? Why bird flies? Like it is a thought-provoking title. Like visitors might think about the topic after they are looking at the title, and also iterative illustration. This is the strength of the panel, the illustration of the birds that is actually striking, that could actually grab visitors' attention. But the problem of this panel is the use of scientific terms, which is actually really hard to understand, especially if the visitors are primary school students. They will not understand these panels. And a good interpretation is actually the contents that can be understood by people of all ages. And there's no clear message layering, like this should actually provide the introduction parts so that they could grab attention first before we go specific on the specific contents of the panels. But the reading is high because of the use of labelings instead of long sentences. But due to the use of scientific terms and crowded display, it is really hard to sustain visitors' attention actually. So this is the last one, entitled Making Your Bird Watching Successful. So they have, the theme is the do's and don'ts before and while performing bird watching, and this is especially for beginners or those who are interested for bird watchers. So they can actually read these panels. Okay. So there are 3 subtopics here, and all the 3 subtopics have their own call for action. And for the first one, it is to ask visitors to perform the activity according to the tips given, such as they told visitors where to find the birds, what types of trees that they should find to observe the birds, something like that. And then the second one is the code ethics. This is more on the impact management, like if you observe the birds, you need to keep at a safe distance. And the third one is for the safety consideration of the visitors, of the bird watchers. Okay. For the technical design, it does have a basic, like appropriate typeface of sans serif, which is easier to read actually, and the use of familiar word, illustration, high contrast, black text with the yellow background, black background, yellow heading. But the problems is also the same. The crowded display, not enough white space, make the display really hard to be read by visitors actually. And also the basic message layering, like they do have the title and the introduction and the contents, but they're missing the introduction part of the panels, like something that could actually grab visitors' attention at first. And the reading is 62.6, which is okay, but still quite low. And with the crowded display, it is actually really hard to understand the panels. Okay. All right, for the conclusion. So overall, there is call for action, but it is really limited, and the panels focus more actually on the educational part, like giving information without having any call for action that could actually ask visitors on what they should do, such as conservation activities, donation, something like that. There's no such things, such contents on the panels. And the design is attractive, but with too much text, which is really hard to understand, and overall, visitors won't be able to read the whole contents, which is actually really unfortunate, because we do have the resource, the panels, but we cannot actually use the panels to deliver what we want to visitors, to deliver the conservation to visitors. All right. So this result actually could be used by the management of the center to actually improve their exhibits. And I think that's all from me.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nurain Amalina. Yeah, I can see there's a lot of information, the technical information, and also the principle on how we can provide information in the panel. So perhaps this can be a good guidelines to all participants if you really want to build or prepare something, a structure like interpretive panels. Next, I would like to invite our third presenter this evening, Ms. Wong Li Juan. She will present her paper with the title of Benefits of Volunteering in Environmental Conservation Program among Secondary School Students. She's currently pursuing her master study in Sustainable Recreation and Ecotourism, and I was informed that she's planning to upgrade her master to PhD studies. Hopefully, she will make it. A bit of background information about Ms. Wong Li Juan. She participated a lot as a volunteer in many program pendidikan alam semula jadi bersama school children in program pendidikan khas integrasi. So I believe and I know that she have a lot of knowledge, experience, and that she like to share. So the floor is yours, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wong Li Juan, and today I will be presenting on the benefit of volunteering in environmental conservation program among secondary school students. So volunteerism is an uncore and unremunerated activities which involve ongoing activities in a community organism. So based on literature, there are actually several categories of volunteerism. For example, volunteering in emergency case, volunteering in school, community volunteering, and environmental volunteering is one of them. So it provides the students an opportunity to establish direct contact with their environment and contributing toward the protection of the natural heritage. But unfortunately, the involvement of school students in the environmental volunteer is still lacking. So a recent study stated that students not involved in environmental volunteering is because they believe that it's lack relevant in their life as it is usually participated by old peoples, and many of students that do not see the personal benefit gained from this experience because it's just wasting their time. Hence, this study is conducted to explore the student personal benefit gained throughout the volunteering program. So the study is conducted by using qualitative approach, and 2 study sites is selected, which are Pasir Boga in Bangkok and Telok Pate in Lumut. The 2 sites was selected because they have the similar habitat, which is the hill dipterocarp forest and beach and the sea. The sample of the study consists of 59 Form 4 students, and these students are from 2 schools located close to the environmental conservation site. So prior to their involvement, the permission was sought from the Ministry of Education and Perak State of Education Department to conduct a study in their site. And once the approval were obtained, the school were approached to seek their willingness to getting involved in the program. And of course, the involvement of the school students are voluntary in nature. So the data is collected by using focus group discussion. So the program was began by eliciting study. We elicit the student belief on volunteering and their local environment. And after we understanding their belief, we conduct an intervention program to influence their belief, which is we provide them the opportunity to let them experience and gain knowledge about the conservation site. And after that, the volunteer program is implemented. The students are guided by their mentor to develop their own activities. And among the groups formed is mural and painting groups, herbs gardens, art and craft, e-bulletin, research and multimedia and video. So the program, the duration of the program is 14 months, and the student have to meet every month in complete their tasks that they have identified and planned. So based on the focus group discussion, the findings shows that the students actually gain several personal benefits. And first of all, they gain the new knowledge about their local environmental, especially in the local flora and fauna. And most of the students stated that they never know about their local flora and fauna, even they have seen it every day. For example, this, the blue and green, the blue and green reflection for these peacock ferns is actually due to the reflection of sunlight. And the size of this black giant squirrel is actually as big as a cat. And the most importantly, they know that this endemic species found in their local study site. They also gain the knowledge about the basic concept of ecology. So a student said that he never knew that this dead coral and the shell on beach is actually important nutrients for others live organisms. And they also understand that every organism in nature are actually play their own role in stability of ecology cycle. And they're also learning the conservation concept. And initially, they lack understanding about what is environmental conservation is. And this is the activity they suggest they want to do when we ask them their plan. But obviously, these are not the conservation activities, but the outdoor recreation activities. And a few of students suggest these activities, even though these are not the activity what they really want to do. But after the explanation from the mentor, they realized that what they can actually do is much more than these 3 programs. Okay. The student also improve their personal skill in gaining new skill, and this is evidently stronger in the mural groups, herbal groups, and video groups. And this is the mural groups. They were assigned to paint a mural and the building at the conservation site. So actually most of the students, they do not paint before this, but through the program, they learn how to sketch, doing the outline, and painting a mural. And this is the video group. They assigned to create 3 videos to introduce their conservation site and its flora and fauna, and their involvement in the volunteering program. So before this, none of them have experience in video making. So to add them to complete their task, they are given a training in making video. So in the program, like completing the video, they actually learn how to create a video storyline, acting, directing, creating, and editing the video. As for the herbs group, they are assigned to create a new herbs garden in the conservation site. So they start establishing the herbs from sketch, collecting herbs from the forest fringes and their local environment, and they clean and clear all the places and paint the greenhouse and finally plant these herbs. The students also value the volunteering program because it actually helped them to develop their communication skill. So in this completing their task program, they discuss with their group members and mentor, and all of this actually contribute to their growth of their communication skill. And they also realize that the communication is very important, especially when they're working in a group, to prevent the misunderstanding and make sure everything is proceed as planned. So if misunderstanding occur, they will also communicating each other to meet the consensus and on how to solve the problems. And and the student also gaining skill like how to work in a team. As shown in the picture, they always work together. They are usually sit in a group and discuss among themselves before making decisions to make sure everyone is agreeable and willing to commit to this decision make. And in addition, the students also be trained to be a public speaker as they were asked to report their progress for every meeting. So even though they were forced to be speak in front of their friend, but after a few times they speaking in front, they will become more confident. And the students also were guided to make their own decision to the activity that they planned and implemented. So they are actually required to be responsible to the decision they have made. And the student also agreed that they are become more responsible after they're joining the program, as they will take action but not just leaving everything unsettled. And throughout the process in completing the task, the students learn the research, the skill to do the research. And actually, every student agree that this skill is very important to them and useful, especially when they go for tertiary education. Okay, meanwhile, the volunteering program also enhanced their well-being in both physical and mental well-being. The program enhanced students' physical well-being due to the nature of environmental volunteering. Because certain movements are needed for them when complete the task, for example, like clearing the conservation site, collecting data in forests and along the beach. So, as what students state, this program is actually a good chances for them to do exercise and be active, or else they'll just do nothing at home. And it's also enhanced their mental well-being, as every student said that they are very happy in this program. And the program also provide them an opportunity to interact with others they are not familiar with. And you can read that the students actually very happy and excited for their new friendship established. And last but not least, the environmental volunteering program has influenced the students' conservation action, as the nature of environmental volunteering increased their environmental awareness and allowed them to stay close to the nature. So the student actually so their personal experiences throughout the program create the sense of empathy, and it even changed their behavior toward the conserving the nature, especially after they participate the World Cleanup Day 2018. So you can read their narrative. They actually show a very strong emotional reaction toward the littering. Yeah, so to conclude, the Environmental Conservation Volunteer Program is an effective tool to strengthen the students' personal development and influence their conservation action. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Wong Li Juan. Please have some water first. It's very useful and very rich in meanings with what you presented. Next, I would like to invite Miss Fong Mei Yin. She's currently undergo her bachelor studies, and now today she will present her paper with the title "Environmental Concerns of Malaysian and Foreign Residents of Langkawi Towards the Degradation of Mangroves in Kilim Kars Geoforest Park, Langkawi." So please, Ms. Fong Mei Yin, the floor
Thank
is
you,
yours.
Dr. Zhu, and also the panels. Okay, first of all, good morning, good evening, everyone. Okay, I know everyone is tired, and I try to keep it as simple as possible. Okay, and I'll try to entertain everyone with some pictures of mine in the slide. Okay, just for your information, the pictures in my slides are originally taken by one of my tutor in my research place. You cannot find it in Google's or any other websites. Okay, so my name is Fong Mei Yin. Okay, today I'm going to present a paper. My title is Environmental Concern of Malaysian and Foreign Residents of Langkawi Towards the Degradation Mangrove in Kilim Kars Geoforest Park, Langkawi. Okay, a little bit background about the place that I'm researching in. Okay, Kilim Kars Geoforest Park. It is one of the 3 World Heritage Sites in Langkawi Island that recognized by UNESCO since 2007. Now, the reason that I choose this place is because it plays a very huge role in tourism. And if we were not to take care of it, okay, the impact is very big towards our economy of Malaysia, and it will also risk us losing the UNESCO status of being a geoforest. Okay, so it is such a nice island, such a nice mangrove, but there is a problem. See, even this monkey looks sad. Got problem. Okay, so what is the problem? Next. Okay, studies has found that the mangrove cover in the mangrove, okay, has degraded over the years. Okay, and if this continue, it will lead to insufficient of seafood source, okay, extinction of mangrove species, loss of habitat and breeding ground, and the decline of economy of Malaysia. So what should we do? Of course, we have to be alert. We have to start conserving and preserving it. And according to Newhouse 2010, human behavior plays a huge role in conserving the environment. Do you agree? Yes? Okay. So, according to Franzen and Grelling, people have the intention to behave in an environmentally responsible manner as well as their actual behavior after being exposed to a fear appeal related environmental problem which inflicted their concern towards the environment. Okay, to simplify it, these 2 persons is trying to say, if a person is concerned, it is because they are exposed to the fear. They know what is happening and they know what is the impact and the consequences that they have to face if we do not take care. And then they will start to take action. Okay, so in my research, I have these 3 main variables. First is the environmental concern. Second, awareness of impact. And thirdly, willingness to take action. Next. Okay, for the objective of my paper, okay, I have only 2. One is to predict the relationship among the 3 variables. Okay, second is to compare the 3 variables between Malaysian and also foreign Langkawi residents. Okay, just a little go for my methodology. I only went to Langkawi for 3 days, okay, just to do this survey. I have made a questionnaire, then I give out the questionnaire to 130 people, respondents, okay, at Kuang town, because that is where I can find most of the resident is. And my sampling is purposive sampling, which I have a criteria that the person who fill in this survey have to be a Langkawi resident and is 18 years and above. Okay, for my data analysis, I have 3 analyses. One is descriptive. Okay, second, multiple regression, which is to predict the relationship between these 3 variables. And lastly, t-test to compare the 3 variables between the nationality, which is Malaysian and foreign. Okay, what a nice nick, right? Okay, so for result, I'm going to go quick, okay, because I know statistics is boring. Okay, so I have calculated everything. I have done my result. I do everything. So after this, the slides, I will show some numbers, but I will not go detail into it. I will just conclude to it. Okay, they are concerned. They are not concerned. They are aware and they are not aware. I will only be highlighting how they feel, and also what are the main points and the highlights. Okay, everyone? Yeah? Okay. Okay, first of all, I'm going to share a little bit about the knowledge of the residents about this mangrove. Okay, majority you can see, they know this place. Okay, majority also know it as a reserve forest. And majority visit it more than twice. Okay, next. Okay, another one. This is me comparing the Malaysian and also the foreigner. Okay, now you see 86%, 86.8% of Malaysian know it exists, know about this mangrove, and know that it is a reserve. But you see, 13.2 know there is a mangrove, but they do not know it's a reserve forest. However, for the foreigner that I've surveyed, that I've interviewed, all of them that know about this mangrove know it's a reserve forest. So you can now get a picture of how is the awareness and also the knowledge of the people, about our mangrove. Okay? Next. Variables. This is a federal crab actually. You can actually see them in the mud patch during low tide, and there are a lot of color like blue, green, orange. They are very beautiful. Okay, next. So as mentioned just now, I have 3 main variables. First is environmental concern. Now for this one also, I will just go quick, okay? I will just tell you the calculation and everything. Most of them agree to it, okay? And it shows that they have high environmental concern. Next. Okay, for the awareness of impact as well, most of them agree to it, and then they show the sign that they show awareness of the impact, and majority of them know that the loss of the coastal protection. Okay, next. And for willingness to take action, majority also agree that they are willing to take action. Okay, majority will say that they will never disturb the forest or never destroy the forest. However, not many of them were willing to donate a large sum of money for the mangrove. Okay, next, this is actually, I'm doing this test to solidify what Franson and Grelling had said just now. When I say, when the person is concerned, it is because they already know what is the fear, what is the consequences, and then they will take action. So when I do this test, okay, the R value that I have is 0.67. It means that the environmental concern is 67% related to the awareness of impact and also willingness to take action. So we can see that there is a high correlation between environmental concern and these 2 variables. Okay, R square value is 0.45, which means 45% of environmental concern is explained by the awareness of impact and also the willingness to take action. Okay, next. As for the t-test analysis, okay, I will be talking about the 3 variables, okay, taking the 3 variables to compare between the Malaysian and the foreigner. Okay, these 2 are mud skippers, also known as walking fish. Okay, they are not kissing, they are fighting actually. Okay, they are fighting either for a mate or maybe their territory. Okay, so because I'm comparing between Malaysian and foreign, so I put a picture of them fighting. Okay, next. So for the environmental concern, okay, statistically, it is not significant. It means, okay, generally it means that for foreigner and Malaysian, they are similarly concerned. Okay, no, which one not foreign, not more, or Malaysia more, they are similarly concerned. Okay. For awareness of impact, also statistically not significant, means both of them also are highly aware of the impact. Okay, as for willingness to take action, it is statistically significant. And you can see the mean of Malaysian is 4 and the foreign is 3.08, which means, okay, generally it means Malaysians are more willing to take action compared to the foreign Langkawi. Okay. So in conclusion, Kilim Kars Joe Forest Park is well known among the residents. Residents are highly aware of concern of the environment and aware of the impacts as well. Okay, environmental concern have high correlation with the awareness of impact and intention to react towards it. And lastly, Malaysians are more likely to participate or are more willing to take action compared to foreign residents. So this is the main point, okay? This is why I want to do research, because I want to find solution. I want to give suggestion. I want to do implication, okay? So I will be focusing on this more, but do correct me if you do have other suggestion. Okay, so for my research, okay, I have a few implications and suggestions towards a few agencies which I have stated here. The first one will be the Ministry of Education Malaysia. Now, I have done a survey and I have asked people, are you worried? And then they say, yeah, they are worried, especially for the future generation. Therefore, I think that we should start educating the future generation. Okay, we should spend more time on them. And I will emphasize on the environmental education, especially on the primary and also secondary school students. Now, I'm not talking about, putting some hints in every subject. Like for example, last time when we learned about pendidikan seni, our teacher will say, okay, today we will draw a poster, sayangilah sungai kita, sayangilah hutan bakau kita. Now, that's like a huge hint about the environment in our education. But I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about make a subject of it. No, I don't mind. No, you don't have exam or whatsoever. But I would suggest you put a subject of it so that the students will learn. What is the role of environment? What is the role of us? And how can we help? What can we do? Okay. So the next one, I will also to suggest to have safe mangrove club, or even camps, or even like drama or whatsoever, or even one day every year they have one day visit to the mangrove, so that they will know what is actually happened to our mangrove. They will see with their eyes, when they see, oh, okay, it's going bad, they need to do something about it. They need to experience it and they need to go back to nature. Okay. So the second one, which is the LADA Development Authority, LADA, okay, and Department of Forestry, okay, come to this report procedure. Now, I've done the survey and many of them will say that, if I were to witness any illegal logging or whatsoever, I will report to the authority. I'm sure everyone will do that. But they have a problem. But before I tell you the problem, I would like to ask a question, okay, to all of you. If you were to witness an illegal logging or illegal hunting, and you would like to report, okay, may I know, anyone know what's the number? Yeah. So, people will know, if I want to call the police, emergency, 999. Okay? If I want to call the ambulance, 911. Even, I want to call a pizza, 1-300-882-525, pizza special delivery. So even people know the number to call pizza, but when they want to report, they do not know what number to call. So I would suggest to make a number, probably 777-1800, okay? And actually publicize each, so people will take the initiative to go and report it. Or probably make it simple, you make an app, or you make a website, or you make a portal. People can just take picture, take video as evidence, and send the information. Oh, there's illegal logging here. Please come please come and then see, is it illegal or whatsoever. Okay. The next one will be hire the residents to supervise. Okay, I think it's a quite troublesome thing if LADA or the Department of Forestry to keep sending their officers go back and forth just to go and supervise the mangrove. Okay, I think it is a better idea to hire the residents because they are always there. Okay, 24-hour CCTV. Okay, they know what is happening over there. And it is also a good opportunity for them. You provide them job, At the same time, they can actually make good deals, good relationship between, the authorities and then also the forestry people. So it's a win-win situation. Next is MNS, Malaysia's Nature Society, and also the MGOs. To be doing more mangrove campaign. Okay, I also did interview some of the MNS member, and then they also say that they have been doing many campaigns to encourage people to involve more into mangrove. And yes, I agree to it, but I would suggest to make the campaign more specific and more more specific towards the audience, like Malaysian and foreign. Different people have different thinking, different thoughts, different mentality. So you need to do the campaign according to your audience. Okay, the next one will be part-time program. It is because, according to my survey, many of them willing to do part-time, but not full-time. So I would suggest a part-time program, more part-time program. And lastly, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture Malaysia, MOTAC, to include interpreting skills for environmental education in the basic tourist guide course. Now, from the conference yesterday, Managa also have said that they are trying to train their their tour guide to not only just guide the road, but to have risk management, to be interpreting, to share information and whatsoever. So I would like to press on the course, to press on to environmental education. What I mean is not to only share the information of the tree, but also share the importance of the tree. Like you can say this tree is green. Okay, this tree, what is the name? But you never share like some people, they do not have the skill to share. Okay, what is the importance of this tree? What if we do not have this tree? Yeah, so I think it is important to actually point this on the basic tourist guide. Okay, so all the tour guides can actually influence all the tourists, not only locals, not only domestic, but also international, foreigners. Okay, so that it could increase the concern, and also people will be more concerned, more aware, and then this could encourage people to actually take action. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Fong Mei Yin. Now I would like to invite all of the presenters to be on the stage to answer any questions from the floor. So is there any question? Yes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairperson. My name is Nick Jaswidi from UPSI. Okay, I want to ask Ms. Fong. Okay, regarding on your studies, very interesting. But I just want to ask you one question. Just now you stated your sampling, yeah, your respondents, 130 respondents. So you did the comparison between foreigners and a local visitor or local people there. So how many? How many foreign and how many local in 130 respondent? Okay. Is it equivalent or what?
I would say it is not equivalent due to because this is however this is still Malaysian, but there are still foreign residents in Langkawi as we know. I would say that the Malaysian will be more than the foreign residents. But then I think that it should be not a problem because the way that I did the calculation and everything, the programming and everything should take as average but not according to what is the amount of it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not necessary. I also actually, because I have a supervisor during this, when I do my FYP project, he said that, yeah, supposedly people will always think that it must be equivalent, but then it is not necessary because the way that we calculate it, it will take the overall average and to balance everything together.
Okay, next question. Excuse me, sorry.
I'm Finny Low, licensed tourist guide, city guide. Would like to share the information with Ms. Wong. You did mention that we would like to put a topic into tourist guide education as to environmental protection and so on. I would like to answer you the questions is that it is already there. We have a nature guide and they are localized guide which operate in central region or Perak or East Coast region, and they are actually a specialist in the local endemic environment. That's number one. Number two, in terms of conservation, city guide. City guide is not excluded from the environment itself. They will have to learn about Frim, and they will also have to learn about Bukit Nanas. That is a city forest. So basically, I just compliment your study to let you know. In case you have further question, you wanted to know about tourist guide module, you can PM me. I will tell you more. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any question? More question, yeah. Please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Saya Khairul Azman daripada Taiping. Cik Eugene, tadi ada beberapa sekolah yang terlibat dalam modul volunteering. Ada tak statistik selepas mereka menyertai program tersebut, mereka jadi volunteer ataupun balik kepada asal normal, tak jadi apa-apa? Soalan berikutnya ialah untuk Fong, iaitu kalau kita nak tahu tentang hutan bakau, mangrove forest, saya rasa template untuk menjaga hutan batang ni dah ada. Dan are you willing to accept the template yang ada di tempat lain untuk menjaga? Because you are using the word degrading. So there are a forest reserve which is been maintained since 1903 until now still sustaining. Will you consider to accept their template into Kilim? Thank you.
Next question, thank you. Please, Miss Lee Juan.
Okay, thank you for the questions. And because the program is just end recently, so there are now from 5 students we actually preparing for their SPM. So no any statistic state that they're volunteering in other program, but they actually have changed their behavior in their daily life. Because their mentor is actually the local community, we still stay around with them, so we can get the information from them. So based on the mentor feedback, the participants actually educate their friends who are not volunteers in this program, do not litter in the beach, and do not collect back all these shells because they are functioning to others' life. And they actually share whatever they are learning in this program with their families, even the school teachers. Yeah, so they change their behavior in the conserving the nature. Yeah.
Regarding the template that you have mentioned just now, actually I don't mind in any way you want to use any template or whatsoever or any information, but till the end, if it reaches the same goal, which is to increase the concern and to increase the awareness and to to encourage people to take action or to make it a practice, then I won't mind. It's a good idea.
Thank you for your response. Any more question? You don't mind if I ask my question, right? I hope I hope I'm not abusing my position as a chairperson. I'm very eager to ask questions since the morning, but I think this is my only opportunity. Okay. All right. Miss Li Juan. All right. You talk about volunteerism in environmental education, conservation, and everything. But then in the process, you also shows how the activities, focus group, how the students engage with each other, teamworks and everything. But then during the process, did you notice any conflicts between the participants within each group or maybe between groups when they want to express their ideas and thoughts? Because as we know, conflicts in conservation is nearly equal to conflicts in war. And people keep saying that if we can answer, if you can respond to conflict, the social risk in conflicts in conservation, we can reach the ultimate goals, which is the ideas of conservation itself. Please.
Yes, the conflict is there. I start from the student start first, and not every students are volunteer themselves in the group, right? So the first conflict starting from the student who volunteered in the program and those who not volunteer in the program. They said the student who not volunteers are starting like membawang. Yeah, they say that why you volunteer in this program lah, just wasting time, but you're just not staying at home playing phone, Dido or somewhere else. So they actually face the pressure from their peers, among their peers. And for the students who volunteered themselves, they also miss communication because they hold different ideas and believe in like how we can actually do for the conservation program. So along this discussion program, they have to adapt themselves and communicate, and of course by the help from the mentors. And we try to guide them and given them some structured opinions and minimize their conflict as well.
Okay, between the relationship between the students and the mentor, did the students explicitly address the conflicts to the mentor to get the help from the mentor to solve the problems? Or did they make it solve it by themselves?
Initially, the starting from the program, because we are still not familiar yet, we cannot like intervene too much in among themselves. But along the program go through, the rapport is there, so we can actually given the suggestion more easily. But anyway, we try let them solve the problem among themselves first. But if really cannot, we only intervene into that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Is there still any question from the floor? Yes.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Hasrul from Rada Adventure Gopeng. And to Miss Li Juan, I have a question for you. You're quite famous today. Everyone will ask you. So what is your opinion about volunteerism that companies, they make like program and they sell it? Okay, for example, sesetengah company kan, they promote volunteerism and then they menggunakan natural source yang ada or school students and then they promote, I mean like macam turtles program, program-program dekat kampung orang asli, dekat sekolah orang asli. But the other side, they make money for that. What is your, pandangan about this?
It means the company make money from the volunteers, or means the volunteers pay for the volunteer program? Okay.
Is it okay, Miss? Okay, Miss. Okay, all right.
Okay, I would take it as a tourism product. All right, we have developed a tourism product through youth volunteerism. From youth volunteerism, we have developed a tourism product to sell it to the students, and while they are educating themselves, the tourism is also generating income. So I look it as a tourism product. So nothing wrong, because you start off with volunteerism, and in that you incorporate so many other activities and events, so it becomes a tourism product. Okay, because you're engaging so many other interesting things, whatever it is inside it, so it becomes a tourism program. So we're able to market it. So volunteerism has converted into another tourism product.
Yes, I agree with him. Actually, volunteering can be a volunteer product, and this is actually a trend in foreign country, but not yet in Malaysia. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Lee Yuan, and also to Sir Mr. Krishnan. Thank you. Okay, is there still more question? We still have a couple more minutes before we can go for a break, and then we will continue later. No more question? Okay. I presume that that's the end of session 8. Thank you very much to Mr. Husba, Ms. Norain, Ms. Lee Yuan, and also Ms. Wang. Thank you very much. Please give them a round of applause. Okay, we are now come to the end of our session, but before that I would like to give some announcement. As in the beginning, the registration, the payment counter is already open. If you still don't complete your payment, you can just pay it out there. And also the receipts is also ready. So for those who already paid and still don't collect your receipt, you can collect it outside. And also finally, before that, okay, yesterday, tolak tepi yang ni. Put this aside. Okay, yesterday we have 3 international speakers. For your information, there will be ICF Congress conducted at Federal Hotel Kuala Lumpur, which will start tomorrow, 17, if I'm not mistaken. And all of, for your information also, IK is actually in collaboration with ICF. So that's how we managed to engage with the speakers to come, with their president to come and also give talks to them. And also there will be 3 speakers from Department of Recreation and Ecotourism that will also present their papers in the Congress. And what's interesting about this Congress is there's a lot of information and also advice, tips regarding standards, operation procedure, guidelines and everything at international level. So if you are interested, you can browse about ICF Asia Oceania Congress in Kuala Lumpur. And what's more interesting, the normal rate for Malaysian is 1,599. But then because of our collaboration, you can just simply go there, bring your name tag, and you will get a special rate, only 150 per day. Okay, rather than paying 1,600, so you only have like pay half of the price if you go there and show your name tag. So it's such a big discount given by the organizer. So please, you can go through the information on the website and see whether it is interesting or not, and you can decide whether you can participate or not. So we are very grateful that Mr. Azmi that came yesterday, that they allow us to have a special rate for that. Okay, and for that I would like to thank you again to all participants, and we'll have a short break before we will start with our closing ceremony in Kuang Raya Hall, in this hall, at 4:10 minutes. Okay, right now it's raining outside, but don't worry, we are safe in here, safe and sound, don't worry, except a bit cool, okay? All right, thank you very much, see you.
Testing. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon to all. My name is Ridwan. I'm from Malaysia Nature Guide Association. So I've been asked by Dr. Azlizam to talk a little bit about Leave No Trace. I would like to ask the audience in the hall, how many of you ever heard about Leave No Trace before? Please raise up your hand. Okay, who among you all never heard about it? Please raise up your hand so that I can see. It's okay, it's okay. I just want to see. All right. For your information, Leave No Trace is basically a set of outdoor ethics that was developed in the US, United States of America, by their national park, okay, agency. And then in 2012, we, the Malaysian Nature Guide Association, worked together with UPM and also UITM and UPSI as well. No? We worked together with UPM to come up with Leave No Trace Malaysian chapter. Okay, so as for your information, Leave No Trace is, like I mentioned just now, basically a set of outdoor ethics. So can anybody share with us what does it mean by ethics? Okay, anybody knows about ethics? What is ethics? Can anyone explain to me? Yes, please, can you share with me? What is ethics? Yeah, you. In the orange Columbia shirt. Yeah. What is ethics? People always talk about ethics, but what exactly is ethics?
Ethic is you're performing your job with your full responsibility, with integrity, and strive to be excellence, continue learning, and in the same time, you do not violate the nature, violate the conservation effort, as well as the rights of the nature and the people, as well as the living organism within.
Oh, so long definition. Okay, can I summarize it like this? Right? Ethics is know the right things to do and doing it right even though nobody is watching you. Can we say that? That is ethics. So doesn't mean that you just do the right thing when someone is there. Okay, you also do the right thing when nobody is watching you as well. That is ethics. So Leave No Trace is about outdoor ethics. It's not about a set of rules, whatever. Okay. So in 2012, we come up with Leave No Trace Malaysia. Basically, we register a Majlis Impact Rekreasi Minima. Rekreasi Impact Minima. Okay. So we registered with RS in 2012. And basically, Leave No Trace, we have 7 principles of Leave No Trace. So it's not just about environmental conservation. It's about protecting the experience of the visitors and hosts as well. Because so basically it consists of 2 parts. Yeah. So I will take this opportunity today to basically share with you all about the Leave No Trace principle. There are altogether 7 principles of Leave No Trace, whereby I truly believe if everybody practice this and all these particular issues, problem statement that we hear and experience from day 1 until day 2 can be eliminated. And it is the most cost-effective way of doing it, whereas we use the education method. Okay, we educate all the people about the right way for you to enjoy the nature. Basically, it's like that. Because nature is there not. We are not really entitled. That is not our right to explore nature. Basically, it's just our so-called what's the word for it? it's not our right, it's just our privilege. You are privileged to enjoy the nature. Okay, so basically, like I say, we have 7 principles of leave no trace. So please put up your finger like this. Number 1. Okay, everybody, please raise up your finger like this. This is the number 1 principle, yeah? Point it to your head. Okay, remember, number 1 is plan ahead and prepare. Okay, plan ahead and prepare. Means, you need to know the regulation of the host. Let's say you want to go to a national park. You need to know what are the requirements, what are permits, or whatsoever that you need to adhere. You need to know how many people in your team that are going to the place. Okay, how much food you need to prepare. You have to calculate all that. What is the physical abilities of your team? Who should be the leader? Who should be the sweeper? You need to take that into all consideration. And you have to prepare as well. Do I have the medical training, let's say, for example, if anything happens? Do I know how to rescue people if something bad happens? So, take that into consideration. Plan ahead and prepare. Okay, number 2. number two. Okay? Put your arm like this. Okay, travel and camp on durable surfaces. That is number 2. Okay, you need me to expedite? You need me to expedite? Because... Okay. All right. So, please go back and read about it. But I just want to share with you all the 7 principles, yeah? So, that is number 2. Okay? Number 3, do like this. Okay? Dispose of waste properly. Okay, nak buang air, nak apa-apa properly, ya. So, nanti, I tak boleh nak elaborate panjang, nanti Doc marah. So, teruskan ke nombor 4. The 4th one, do like this. Okay? Just like a camera, yeah? So, number 4 is leave what you find. Leave what you find. Okay. Number 5, do your finger like this. Wiggle a bit. Minimize campfire impact. Fire. Okay? This is minimize campfire impact. Alright, number 6. 3 finger. Alright, respect wildlife. Okay, this will answer to the question about eagle feeding and everything. Alright, number 7. Peace and high. So number 7 is about people. It's about the visitor, it's about the host. Be considerate of other visitors. That is number 7. Alright, so please go back. You Google leave no trace, lnt.org. Okay, you can learn more about leave no trace. And also, like I mentioned earlier, we already registered organization with the ROS, Leave No Trace Leave No Trace Malaysian chapter. So you can approach UPM, or you can approach Managa as well, Malaysian Nature Guide Association, if you would like to become a member and would like to be informed about our next activity, maybe Leave No Trace Awareness Program, or Leave No Trace Trainer Program, or Leave No Trace Master Educator Program. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ridwan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the closing ceremony of 3rd Sedang International Conference on Adventure and Ecotourism, IK 2019. I have a few important announcements to make and require everyone's attention. First, please be seated and do not leave this hall until the ceremony has come to an end. Second, we would like to gently remind everyone to keep your electronic devices switched off or turned into silent mode throughout this event. Third, if you share information or photos on social media, don't forget to tag hashtag ICAE2019 and hashtag Forestry Faculty UPM, and take Facebook of IK 2019 and Forestry Faculty UPM. Fourth, for CTRE participants, don't forget to sign out your session. And finally, for our post-tour trip on 17 October 2019 on this Thursday, the fee is 20 ringgit Malaysia per person, excluding foods, at 9 a.m. The assembly point is at Dataran Kompleks SISFEC, The parking will be here, and the person in charge is Ranger Fazrul. Payment will be at registration counter after closing ceremony, and will only be open until 5:30 p.m. Thank you. Yang berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Azlizam Aziz, Dean Faculty of Forestry, University Putra Malaysia. Yang berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Siti Suryawati Isa, Chair of IK 2019. Distinguished guests and all participants of the IK 2019. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening to all. We are here this evening for closing ceremony of 3rd Sedang International Conference on Adventure and Ecotourism IK 2019. To begin this evening's ceremony, I would like to invite Yang Berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Siti Suryawati Isa to deliver her speech and resolutions.
Thank you very much, our MC. So, Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Azlizam Aziz, Dean, Faculty of Forestry, 3rd IK 2019 committee members, participants of 3rd IK 2019, Faculty of Forestry staff, Department of Recreations and Ecotourism students, ladies and gentlemen. So, we have come to the end of our conference sessions, and what we can conclude today, for this today 2 days conference, that we have a very good presentations and very high quality research topics. Angkat bakul sendiri lah kan, kena lah. So, now I'm going to present the resolution from the 9 sessions that we had. That is 33 papers, since we had yesterday and today. So during session 1, what we can conclude is that presentations shared on how camping and outdoor education develops the personal growth in children through various experiential activities, example like food, education, culture education, and so on, depending on the camp, which approach they want to choose. The child's growth includes living skills, communication, and problem solving, just to name a few. And the use of media to educate parents, or what they call as helicopter parents, as parents are somewhat protective. Nowadays, parents tend to be more protective compared to last time, worried of their children because of the, so many issues happening at the right now. Also, that is what our conclusion for session 1. Session 1. And then for session 2, during the forum, our conclusion is that no standardization, ketidakseragaman in the implementation of tour guide license at the state level. And then Forestry Department stated that they are very open, and they open invitation to help in promoting the parks and helping to find a balance between the utilization of resources and protection or conservation. So they open, any suggestion or advice, or you want to have a discussion with them. The challenges for tour guide, they cannot develop package tour as it is mainly for tour operators. However, many tour guides develop it to survive in the industry. That's our conclusion for session 2. And for session 3, 4, and 5, because it's quite similar. So our conclusion is that this 3 sessions discuss on the various resource development for recreation activities and its assessment for development. Papers also presented on the use of digital modeling for sustainable resource management. That's what we found in the 3 sessions presented. For session 6 and 7, we can conclude that the discussion will focus on tourism product development and marketing through the diversification of various tourism branches such as gastronomic, medical, and halal tourism. Session 8 is more on education. So our conclusion is that various conservation education in promoting awareness among various types of groups, such as tourists, students, and local community. And finally, session 9, the discussion was focusing on local community empowerment. So our conclusion is that shares on the level of local community involvement at ecotourism sites, ecotourism as an effective tool to eradicate rural poverty, and role of tour operators in the local community ecotourism, that is through ecotourism. So that's our resolution for all the 9 sessions that we had yesterday and today. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank the committee excuse me, to thank the committee members who worked so hard since last year to make this conference happen. Can I do that? Just 5 minutes. So first and foremost, my appreciation goes to our Dean, Associate Professor Dr. Azlizam Aziz, for his guidance and useful advice to us. Despite his busy schedule, he was here throughout the conference. Secondly, to our Deputy Chair and our Head of Department, Associate Professor Dr. Manohar Mariappan, for his support. Unfortunately, he can't be here because he has some personal issues that he has to settle, so he has to fly back to Kedah to settle that. And for his support and listening ears. He is like our shoulder to cry on, So, and importantly, my appreciation goes to the secretary of our 3rd IK 2019, that is Dr. Sheena Bidin, who has been working so hard and sometimes abandoned her family for this. No, but kind of, but no. But no, she's okay. And Puan Jalila, mana Puan Jalila? Puan Jalila, who is actually still on study leave, but still help us to, organize this conference. Thank you so much, Puan Jalila, wherever you are. And soon to be Dr. Jalila, inshallah, Amin. And also not forgetting Dr. Evelyn, where are you? Our scientific committee. No, she's not here. So Dr. Evelyn, thank you so much. Also Dr. Zul, bukan Zulkifli suami I, Zulkhairi. Zulkhairi, Dr. Zulkhairi. For, even though last minute also, he's, because he just finished his PhD, so he came back and immediately helped us with this conference. And then Dr. Hafizal, where are you? Outside ke pergi hospital? Actually, his daughter is hospitalized, but he's still here, making sure that everything goes smoothly. So we have a very good, dedicated team. Dr. Nur Akmal, where are you? So pregnant, but still working so hard for us. And then Dr. Azita, where are you? Outside. Dr. Azita, thank you so much. Dr. Ayu from Department of Forest Management, not even from our department, but still willing to help us. And of course, her team, Puan Maiza, Puan Nisa, Puan Nisa, and our Otai, Abang John or Dr. John, mana Dr. John? Kat luar. Dr. John also has been so helpful. And then Aisyah tadi kat sini. And our beloved MC, our final year student, Pika. And not forgetting our really, the people who really work hard for us. Our 3rd year and 2nd year Bachelor of parks and recreation signs. Third year and because third year already went back because they have class, so they replaced with second year now. So we train them to organize event. So thank you so much. And without them, we can't do this conference. And thank you for being so dedicated to this conference. And last but not least, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you third IK 2019 participants who came all over Malaysia to our forest to and stay until now. I'm quite surprised that the hall is still full. Thank you so much, and I would like to apologize as well for any shortcomings, because we are still learning process. This is our third conference, and hopefully in the future we can improve our shortcomings. And please keep on supporting us. Inshallah, we will do more conference in the future. Perhaps at this forest if you want, but if you don't want, we can do at other venue as well. So I leave it to the dean to decide which venues we want to organize our future conference. And with that, I end my speech. Thank you so much, and have a safe trip home. And please do keep in touch. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Good evening. Morning.
Thank you, Yang Berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Siti Suryawati Isa. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives us great pleasure to now invite Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Azlizam Aziz, Dean of Faculty of Forestry, University Putra Malaysia, to deliver his closing remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Thank you very much, Ms. Chairperson. Yang berbahagia Yang Berusaha Dr. Siti Suryawati Isa, Chairperson for IK 2019, all the organizing committee and participants of IK 2019. Thank you so much for still with us this afternoon. And I guess the nature would agree with us. This is the nature even spilling the tears, saying that this is a good farewell. I try to be a bit poetic this afternoon, but takut nanti akan menangis pula nanti. So anyhow, this has been orang kata apa quite fruitful meeting for us. For me personally, it's a huge gratitude to all involved to make things happen. We have been imagining things for this since last year, because for me personally, the CRN, the Commercial Recreation Network, is something that we can build upon in the future, because this is not the end of it. And I believe what Dr. Siti has presented is just a summary of it. There's a lot of detailed things yet to be finalized, because we intend to have a special engagement with the Datuk KSU to present at least what are the concerns, what are the points that have been raised by all participants, especially on industries. I don't have prepare anything here, but I try to get things done pointedly. And the most important points here is that what we have go through for the last 2 days is very important. This is the right platform for us to share things. Not only our engagement is between us and also the nature guide, but also the city guide. So huge thank you so much for you, the green badge, the blue badge. We are all the colors blind people. We don't care about the colors anyway. So the regulations still apply to us. I understand that there are some grouses from the floor in terms of how to move forward to make things easier for us to operate. We just briefly also discussed on things about that. And we, the academia people, always believe that to be a good teacher, you must also have to be a good guide. And also, to be a good guide, you must be also to be a good teacher. So let's move together, bring ourselves up. If you feel that you are lacking behind, so pull yours up and then move forward together to greater height for us, inshallah. And we want people to have a due, orang kata apa, all the due respect to these professions. This is not something that orang kata tak ada maruah punya kerja. Ini adalah kerja yang sangat-sangat bermaruah. Yang orang kata, kalau dalam orang Islam katakan bahawa you are the messenger. Okay? Kalau dari segi bahasanya, messenger itu adalah orang kata apa? Itu adalah penyampai ilmu. Bukan sampai ke peringkat Nabi dan Rasulullah lah, tapi that is because this is a noble job. Teaching is a noble job because you are sharing knowledge. So I think that is something that we can carry forward, we can bring back, and please, 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 please spread a good words, all the good words about IK to all your friends, please. Okay, leave behind all the bad things, all the experience yang tak cukup makan ke, ataupun ada lambat kelas ke, ataupun things yang not according to your expectation, something that we can learn upon and build something for something greater, or orang kata apa, a better event in the future. We intend to have this not annually, because believe me, I can assure you there's a lot of works behind the screen that we have to prepare. So we can do it every 2 years. Or perhaps Managa can pick up the challenge next year. We can support you. Why not? Okay, Managa and also the Malaysian Tourism Guide Council can pick up the idea, but reserve one track for academia. Okay, in the future, I have also already mentioned to Dr. Siti, next one, we're going to have a good and special track for sharing session of the industry people. Okay, so we can have the best of both worlds, inshallah. Alright, so with that, I think I end up this speech, and with that, I close this conference officially, and hope to see you again next time, and happy guiding. Alright. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. All the best for your future endeavor. Bye.
Thank you, Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Azlizam Aziz. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the conference. Before we close these ceremonies, I'd like to take this last opportunity to say, on behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to express our appreciation and thank you for your full cooperation in making this conference a success. And don't forget to put hashtag ICAE 2019 and hashtag Forestry Faculty UPM, and tag our Facebook ICAE 2019 and Forestry of Faculty UPM. Ladies and gentlemen, are welcome to have coffee break at space beside Kuang Raya Hall. Thank you. Hope to see you again in the future. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okey, boleh tunggu sekejap tak kita bergambar ramai-ramai? Okey, semua berkumpul dekat tengah. Okey, semua boleh berkumpul dekat bahagian tengah.
Kita buat macam masa dengan berita harian. Untuk makluman, kita punya conference dah masuk berita harian. Belum masuk ni je lagi. Malaysia Kini, Selangor Kini tu je belum lagi. Utusan tak termasuk. Okey, boleh rapat sikit